military pilots. The 6 aircraft act as one, allowing large numbers of aircraft to fly through the busy skies. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Delta formation, I bring you the GEICO Skytypers. Stand by, smoke! Smoke on, ready now! The Delta formation has the flight leader at the front, with its wingman and element flight leaders taking their positions on him. As the aircraft perform today, I'd like to introduce the pilots to you. Leading the flight is Larry Arkin with Steve Kapoor. At right wing is Jim Record. Left wing is Rob Stio. Slot position is Bob Johansson. Lead solo is Steve Salmers. And wing solo is Tom Daly. And I also want to recognize another key pilot on our team, Ken Johansson. Watch as the Skytypers maneuver in their Delta formation. This is very difficult due to the wide spread of the aircraft, their limited available power, and their straight, thick wings. These aircraft weigh about 5,500 pounds and use a 600 horsepower, 9-cylinder radial engine, the Pratt & Whitney R1340. Now watch as 2 of the aircraft depart the formation. They have been released to investigate a bogey, an unidentified aircraft that may be a threat. As they cross right in front of you to clear the area behind them, they are setting up for what is known as the opposing solo 2 circle gun pass. Here comes the F-15 Strike Eagle. Let's see if we can get them to do the speed brake a little bit. A big salute for you. There we got it. Coming by, Bill Rich Smith and Wild Ed Colfer. After identifying the threat as a bandit, the solos are now in position to demonstrate this maneuver. As they engage in air-to-air maneuvering, they attempt to pass as close together as possible with 2 options: maneuver for the advantage or escape to safety. Let's watch as they dive toward each other at 320 miles per hour. Close abeam, they'll pitch up and roll into each other, passing canopy to canopy, just 50 feet apart. Here comes solo pilots Steve Salmers and Tom Daly. They turn towards each other to put both aircraft in separate or tour circles as each tries to outturn the opponent. Now, as they clear, watch for the formation, the remainder of the formation to the front and to the left of show center. They will show you another basic skill that's taught to our men and women in flight school, something that is known as a turning rejoin. When aircraft are separated for some reason, such as with individual takeoffs, they need to get back together or rejoin to continue with the mission. One method is for the lead aircraft to start a turn and have the other aircraft join by adding power and putting their nose in the front of the lead to fly a shorter distance. The pilots must know where each other is and how to maneuver their aircraft to get on board as quickly and as safely as possible. Watch as the GEICO Skytypers as they show you how all the formation teams, including the Jets, accomplish that rejoin. Today, they will rejoin into a diamond formation. Now that they've rejoined, they'll treat you to a Diamond S, or Snake Pass. You'll get a good view of the aircraft and the formation as they wind their way in front of you, changing from belly up to canopy up. There's the Diamond that we told you about earlier. Lead Larry Arkin, right wing Jim Record, left wing Rob Stio, and down there in the slot position, looking straight up at the boss, is Bob Johansson. Flying these World War II aircraft requires an unusual set of skills. Skytyper pilots must be able to fly large tail-wheeled aircraft, as well as being accomplished formation pilots. It's not always easy to find the right match, and the majority of the pilots here today are former Navy and Air Force pilots. Now, please focus your attention once again as the solos come head-to-head from both the right and the left for the solo one-circle guns pass. The difference between this and a two-circle pass is that both aircraft will turn in the same direction. This type of air-to-air turning engagement is used when one aircraft has superior maneuvering ability or to take advantage of a mistake. Just prior to crossing, as you can see them coming in from the right and the left, lead solo Steve Salmers will pitch up and roll too early, allowing his opponent Tom Daly to fly high and behind him, an obvious advantage. Lead will then make another mistake and reverse course trying to escape. This only makes it easier for his attacker to maneuver into a gun's firing position, or as the aviators say, at his 6 o'clock. Watch then as the lead will jink or go from side to side to try to stay out of trouble. The smoke you see coming from the following aircraft simulates guns being fired at the lead aircraft. In just a moment, you'll see the lead aircraft acknowledge a hit by popping smoke. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for solo Steve Salmers and Tom Daly. Now, if you'll look straight ahead for another formation change. This one is very unique and demanding. The diamond you just witnessed has gone from flat to vertical. The references the wingmen must use change completely as they now have to look almost straight up, and lead becomes their world. Watch as the vertical diamond approaches and then peels off or breaks down the runway into a trail position. Smoke is on for the Skytypers. Larry Arkin, Jim Record, Rob Steele, and Bob Johansson. Smoke is off, and watch him peel off. Larry's off, Jim's off, Rob's off, and Bob Johansson is off. Now, if you'll look straight ahead once again with the smoke, you can see the solos approaching for a simulated bombing run. To attack a target, you must sometimes stay low under radar coverage, fly to a point that's been pre-identified through map study, pull up sharply or pop up to acquire the target, and gain enough altitude to drop your bombs. Oh, and that's not all. Different climb angles and attack directions help confuse the gunners on the ground. Watch for the pop-up and the roll in on the target. This is the solos bomb run. The solos exit as a defensive team now, clearing their 6 and searching for the remainder of the formation. In the military, a flight of 2 aircraft is the smallest element to fly. They provide mutual support for each other as well as while accomplishing other duties to complete the mission. Nice round of applause to your GEICO Skytypers. Here is the strafe pass. Exiting to your left, flight lead Larry Arkin will reform the squadron, yet another rejoin, only this time into the GEICO Skytyper fan formation. Today, these aircraft have taken on a new role of writing giant messages in the sky, which they call skytyping. When they do their skytyping, they type letters, each of which is as tall as the Empire State Building. Displayed at 10,000 feet above the ground, these messages can be seen in a 30-mile circle around the Marine Corps and the Coast Guard and all the people like you who support them. Flying formation is a big challenge, particularly when they get side by side like this. Stand by for the smoke. Keep your eyes on the Skytypers for the fan pass. And smoke is on. Looks so easy, even a caveman could do it. Continue to watch the aircraft as they and then reverse back to give you one more exciting opportunity to place these magnificent in your minds and cameras. These aircraft are operated most of the year in the New York metro area and are based in Farmingdale, New York at Republic Airport. The fine men responsible for keeping these vintage aircraft in such great shape are the Skytypers aircraft mechanics and assistants, Ed Dietrich, Victor Jimenez, Lung Ku, Randy Krutzer, and Joe Daly. They're going to separate for landing as they do, and I'm going to give them another name off as they pitch up and give you a chance to give them a nice round of applause as they come by. Here goes Larry Arkin, Jim Becker, Bob Johansson, there's the smoke, lead solo Steve Salmers, and wing solo Tom Daly. I give you the GEICO Skytypers. Every successful air show performance must end with a successful landing. Notice that all the aircraft are forming into a single line, and they'll aim for the same point on the runway and land on alternate sides. Landing a tailwheel aircraft is a little trickier than with an aircraft with a nose wheel. This is due to the center of gravity behind the main wheels, a configuration that can produce, if not flown properly, the dreaded